No books, no ball. That's the name of a local organization, and they are living up to that label. No Books, No Ball is a nonprofit basketball program founded back in 1991. It offers boys and girls basketball training while setting kids up for academic success. The program is based in Roxbury, and joining me now is founder Tony Richards. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to talk about this here because there's so much impact that's been happening with this group for years. You offer kids a space to play basketball while learning why it's more than just a sport. Student athletes are taking the court as part of the Safe Summer Camp. Here's some video. You also have a fall and winter league. What does the basketball component of your program look like for these kids?
Well, you know, it allows kids to find their niche in life, and making sure that they have an academic obligation, you know, just a mindset of knowing that there's, you know, requirements if they want to seek out, you know, higher level of athletics collegiately or even professionally, just to let them know that there's a academic requirement that's always going to be, you know, attached to their pathway. Just my experiences as a young you know, student of the game and not being able to be eligible to play because some academic, you know, criteria that was mandated at the time. That always stayed with me to, you know, if I ever had an opportunity to show kids and give kids a more direction of what's necessary, that I would do that. So when I fell into No Books, No Ball and fell into the basketball circle to kind of give back and teach kids how to be better athletes, I wanted to make sure that they were better student athletes, so they would never experience what I experienced as a young adult.
Absolutely, and that's the mission, right? Teaching more than basketball. That's really on display with your reading program. Pee-wee and junior players, because I know you start as young as 6, are required to participate in a reading session before their basketball game every week. Kids are responsible for self-paced reading, weekly book reports. So let's talk about how you're teaching them that academics is the priority.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's just the foundation of everything. I mean, kids can't, you know, you can get hurt or get injured. You know, some of those stories that you hear about with athletes, elite athletes, but you know, the academic part and the you know, the book work and the literacy work and the reading portions of life, you just can't take that away from kids. So, you know, just making sure that they stay mindful that that's necessary to walk into the world, not so much walk into another gym or another basketball space, but just to know that walking into the world is good to have that foundation to launch from.
Absolutely, and you go all the way up to teenage years, about 16 years old, right?
Yes.
How are you getting these players to prepare for college or career?
Well, just, you know, making sure that we've just recently launched career readiness program for our older age division. You know, we have a Pee-wee division, which is our 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. You know, we mandate the literacy program for them. The 10, 11, and 12-year-old and then 13-year-old group, we have more of a active literacy program / academic program for them. And then of late, we just carved out a college readiness support for those high school kids that were sometimes left out, and a lot of times in the spaces of programs are left out because when they get that age, the parents kind of feel that they're able to regulate, you know, certain criteria on their own. So we're giving parents the equipment that they need to get their kids into college. We're giving the kids the support of what they need to measure up to the criteria that the college acceptance levels require. So we just added another layer for the high school kids, so we're covering all of the various age groups in our program.
Yeah, giving them all the tools. I want to talk with you about the volunteers, because the volunteers are key as well to this program. Talk about how they are such a backbone for these kids.
Yes. I mean, our volunteer base is strong in terms of, you know, we got a lot of repeat coaches that have been around for 20, 25, you know, some 30 years. And of late, we've had a lot of former alums that have come back that identify what impact the program has had in their life, and now they're back with children of their own, and some are back without children, just wanting to give back for what was once given to them. So I think the volunteer base is very important.
That speaks to the impact for sure, right?
Yes.
There's a big name around here, right, who's a partner for your organization. We have to talk about Boston Celtics star Jason Tatum, who can sometimes be spotted on the sidelines. We have some images here. Tatum has helped with turkey giveaways, holiday shopping experiences, and so on. His son Deuce has played for one of the teams. So what kind of impact does Tatum's presence have? I know the kids go crazy when they see him.
Well, when Tatum came on board with wanting to land his son in a program, I was honored. The fact that he trusted us to, be able to pour value into his son, which he's very connected to. But I also wanted him to feel he was in an environment, in a arena that allowed him to be a father. He just wants to come in. He doesn't come in with that, status or stardom. And I just wanted him to feel comfortable with him and his family, that when they do come, he just feels like a father. Now, the other side of that was, I had a conversation with him at one time, and I explained to him, I said, kids want to come up and take pictures with you and,
Sure.
have you sign autographs. I don't allow, I ask the parents, I wouldn't say I don't allow, I asked the parents, would they allow him to come in and just be that father? And they agreed with me that they would kind of be standoffish, wouldn't over bombard him with autographs and photos during the time when his son was playing. So after the games, I had a conversation with Jason and explained to him that, your presence sometimes, these inner city kids may not never have an opportunity to be this close to a star player.
Right.
So, you have to feel what they feel on the other side. And he agreed with that. He understood that. He said, no problem. So he's never been standoffish when a kid comes up, wants to take a picture, wants to maybe get a little autograph. He's received that well. But again, I honor the fact that he's trusting us to teach his son basketball as well as social connections, social development, because it's not just all about basketball with no books on ball. It's about making sure that these kids are grounded in a social climate that they'll have to be prepared for throughout their life.
Well, the decades of work you're pouring into these kids is so important and needed. We really appreciate the work you're doing and continuing to do. So, Tony, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Coming up, one nonprofit, 3 sports, and endless opportunities for kids to succeed. How the base is empowering students in urban communities.